Okay, let's jump right into this explainer and finally crack the code on why that stubborn belly fat just refuses to budge even when you feel like you're doing absolutely everything right. We're going to look way past the generic, frankly tired advice of simply eating less and moving more. Instead, we're diving deep into the fascinating biology, the hormones, and the hidden lifestyle factors that actually dictate how our bodies store and hold on to fat.
I mean, we've all been there, right? Pushing through endless planks, sweating it out, doing 50 sit-ups a day, only to look in the mirror and see absolutely zero changes around the midsection. It is incredibly defeating. But before you blame your willpower for the 100th time, there's a fundamental biological truth we need to accept before we can make any real progress. And here is that truth. Spot reduction is physiologically impossible. Doing 1,000 sit-ups only strengthens the muscle underneath. It literally does not melt the fat sitting on top of it. Your body burns fat systemically, based on your genetics and your hormones, not based on which specific muscle group is burning the most at that moment. So let's officially stop blaming your discipline and start looking at the actual biology of what's going on.
Section 1. The biology of visceral fat. Let's get down to the cellular level and see exactly what is happening deep inside our midsections. There is actually a massive biological distinction between the two types of belly fat we carry. First, you have subcutaneous fat. This is the soft, jiggly layer located just under your skin. Now, it's stubborn, sure, but it's mostly just a cosmetic concern. But then you have visceral fat. This is the hard, dangerous fat that wraps tightly around your internal organs. If you've ever seen a beer belly that actually feels super firm to the touch, that is visceral fat. It's highly inflammatory and strongly linked to metabolic disease and insulin resistance. And this brings us to a totally fascinating mechanism that explains exactly why your belly is so stubborn compared to the rest of your body. Your fat cells actually have different types of receptors on them. Think of beta-2 receptors as the accelerators, speeding up fat breakdown, which is exactly why you might notice yourself losing weight in your face or your arms first. But your belly, hips, and lower back, they are biologically packed with alpha-2 receptors. These act like the brakes. They actively resist breaking down fat, making those specific areas incredibly stubborn to shift. Plus, researchers have recently identified the sneaky little molecule called TRPBR2. When you overeat, your cells experience stress, and that stress triggers a heavy production of this molecule directly inside your visceral fat. Once it's active, TRPBR2 acts as a massive roadblock, literally shutting down your body's normal lipolysis, which is your ability to break down fat for energy. So your body physically cannot burn that belly fat when this molecule is elevated. It's wild. Section 2. Hormones, the hidden drivers. It's time to look at the powerful chemical messengers pulling the strings behind these stubborn fat cells. You see, your appetite isn't just a matter of self-control. It's essentially a constant biological tug-of-war between two key hormones. On one side, you've got leptin. That's a satiety hormone that signals your brain to stop eating because you have enough energy stored up. On the other side is ghrelin, the hunger hormone that practically screams at you to consume more calories. When these two are in balance, maintaining your weight feels natural. When they aren't, you are literally fighting your own biology. And it goes way beyond just hunger. Are you chronically stressed? Well, your body is pumping out high levels of cortisol, which specifically directs fat storage straight to your abdomen. Eating a bit too much sugar? You can easily develop insulin resistance, where high blood sugar essentially forces your cells to reject insulin, leaving it to be converted directly into belly fat. And for women going through menopause, dropping estrogen naturally redistributes weight away from the hips and directly to the midsection. In all these cases, your hormones are actively forcing your body to hold onto that weight. Section 3. The sleep metabolism connection. Let's move to a foundational habit that controls all of those hormones, and it happens when your eyes are closed. Let this shocking number really sink in for a second. 79% of obese individuals suffer from poor sleep quality, compared to just 36% of the normal weight control group. The relationship between sleep and stubborn fat is bidirectional. Having excess weight makes it much harder to sleep, maybe due to things like sleep apnea, and in turn, sleeping poorly heavily promotes the accumulation of even more visceral fat. And the breakdown happens incredibly fast. Honestly, just 2 nights of bad sleep acts as a major physical stressor. It activates your body's stress axis, spiking that belly fat storing cortisol we just talked about. Furthermore, your fullness hormone leptin drops by 18%,
while your hunger hormone, ghrelin, surges by 28%. You are biologically programmed at that point to feel starved, which specifically drives intense cravings for high-calorie, sugary foods. It basically sets you up for guaranteed weight gain.
Section 4. The power of NEAT. Now that we understand the biological hurdles, let's explore an incredibly empowering solution that doesn't even require a gym membership.
So what is NEAT? It stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically, it's the energy you burn doing literally everything outside of a structured workout. We are talking about everything from fidgeting at your desk, to folding laundry, to walking up a flight of stairs, or even just laughing with your friends. All of this is biologically regulated movement, and it burns a surprisingly significant amount of energy. The sheer scale of this is mind-blowing. Variations in NEAT can actually account for up to 2,000 extra calories burned a day between two people of the exact same size. Just imagine comparing a construction worker who is moving around all day to an office worker sitting completely still at a desk. That massive gap in their daily calorie burn is almost entirely due to NEAT, not formal exercise. The really great news here is that you don't have to live in the gym to take advantage of this. Simply increasing your incidental movement, like standing instead of sitting or taking a walking meeting, by just 2.5 hours a day can burn an extra 350 calories daily. It is a proven, completely free biological hack to torch calories and improve insulin action, helping to break down that stubborn midsection fat. Section 5. A holistic fat loss toolkit. Let's put this all together into a holistic strategy that actually works with your biology, rather than fighting against it. Diet obviously plays a massive role here. Because our main goal is to lower insulin and reduce inflammation, adding in scientifically backed foods can be an absolute game changer. Green tea, for example, contains ECGC, which, when combined with movement, can increase visceral fat burning by up to 17%. Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid that really helps calm those fats during insulin spikes, and homemade yogurt provides probiotics to regulate your gut flora, directly reducing bloating and improving overall metabolic health. But sometimes, standard diet and lifestyle tweaks just aren't enough if the underlying machinery is broken. Listen to this incredible insight from nurse practitioner Jennifer Walsh. She says, "My metabolic complexity required specialists who understood the intricate relationships between PCOS, insulin resistance, thyroid function, and GLP-1 therapy. For really complex metabolic cases involving things like PCOS or severe insulin resistance, generic eat less advice or those quick fix telehealth companies completely fail. A generic telehealth approach might just blindly throw a standard medication dose at you without ever checking your hormones. But true, specialized obesity medicine acts like a detective. They look at the whole picture. They run highly detailed tests on your specific insulin sensitivity, your inflammatory markers, and your hormones, creating an individualized protocol to fix the root cause of the metabolic dysfunction. That is the true medical key to finally unlocking stubborn fat. We've unraveled the stubborn fat mystery today. It's clearly not a lack of willpower. It's a battle against alpha-2 receptors, cellular stress, cortisol, sleep deprivation, and insulin spikes. So I want you to ask yourself, instead of punishing yourself with another 50 setups tomorrow, what real biological step will you take today to actually heal your metabolism? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.